okay, to take you in this journey, okay, showing the total email protection. So the approach, the Barracuda approach to the email security. Okay. So as I listen the translator, by the way, thanks to the translator in advance. So you can type your question in the chat and someone just help me to pick up the question and ask me the question. Okay. Because I'm not able to follow even the chat at the same time as well. I speak. So let's start. Okay, I don't know how many of you just knows Barracuda, especially Barracuda in terms for the email security. However, let's see now. For the first slide, I want to show you just a small history. Okay, just one slide about the history of the threats that we face in the past 20 years into the email security. You see from the year 2000 to the year 2020 or 19, okay, a lot of threats just appear in the landscape of the email security. So from the first spam and malware, it is just volumetric, okay, attack. So very, very annoying, okay, up to the ransomware and then up to the account takeover. So the blue box just identify that the email security gateway or anti-spam, so is able to block this kind of attack. Okay, not only the Barracuda one, okay, but even in general. So every vendor, okay, so every vendor anti-spam is able to block this kind of attack. In the ransomware, so ransomware CryptoLocker, so to block this, you should have the ATP and sandbox, okay. So I don't know if every customer so has this feature yet. However, so very few customers in general, 30%, 35%, they didn't apply yet. They didn't so activate this kind of defense against the ransomware. Okay, I know the ransomware could not be so not dangerous because it is dangerous, but very successful now because most of the users just can recognize that they don't have to click on the attachment. Or in other words, so in another way, the IT manager just adopt another defense. The defense is the backup. Okay, they are going to back up everything because they don't want to pay this guy. Usually, when someone so has been hit by the ransomware or CryptoLocker, just a red screen, a blue screen appears, say, "Oh, we hacked your device or your laptop, and if you want to see back your data, you have to pay." No, I think now, so in the really beginning, someone just pay this guy. Now no one gonna pay anymore. Okay, you just restore your device. Okay, what about the free green blocks? The free green blocks, this is the very new kind of attack, more sophisticated. Okay, you see the spear phishing, the whaling. Business email compromise maybe is the most famous term, okay, to identify this kind of attack. SEO fraud, unified mobile account takeover. So this kind of attack cannot be managed properly by the email security gateway or anti-spam. No, not the Barracuda one only, every kind of anti-spam. Why? Because the anti-spam has not built in to defense against this kind of attack. And the criminal, okay, they adopt this kind of attack because they know that they can skip, okay, the defense of the email security gateway or anti-spam. Okay, so today the universe of the email threats. So it is the very common email threats that we see in this period. So it is 13. So we starting from the left side, you see the less complex one, spam, malware, data exfiltration, up to the lateral phishing, account takeover, conversation hijacking. Okay, again, starting from the left, it is the less complex. It is even the annoyance. So because now even the user is able to recognize the kind of attack. Okay, but if this attack, so still this spam still land in our inbox, okay, it is very annoying because I had to go and delete a lot of email. However, for the 3 points, I can say you that anti-spam is work properly. Yeah? Okay. What about the other one? The other side. The other side, there are 10 kind of attack from URL phishing up to account takeover, this attack causes severe pain. Okay, severe pain because you can steal money. Okay, and can be a really bad effect on our business. So lower volume but higher impact. Okay, actually, if you see some number, so the number is about it 2019, you can see that 7% of the spear phishing business may compromise. Okay, and the impact of the business is huge. And in the 2020, this number, the triple. Okay, keep in mind this number. Okay, and by the way, don't think that only the big company could be affected, could be a target of the criminal, because the criminal, they don't care, big company, small company. So even for a small company, for instance, let's imagine a company that so the business volume in a year could be, I don't know, a lower volume, 1 million euro. Okay, the criminal are not going to ask too much money to this company. When they send an attack, they ask, I don't know, 3K, 5K euro, not too much. Okay, but you know, why not? 5K is a good money, if it is successful. Of course, for big company, so they can steal a lot of money. So you see on the newspaper, so every month, every week, some big company that has been hacked, that has been attacked by this criminal. Yeah, and it is very painful for the companies. So let's see now the email security, the two forms of defense. Okay, because something changed in the landscape. I know that you are familiar with the anti-spam. Anti-spam is a 20 years old solution. Okay, that why the anti-spam is not enough. We have seen already in the previous slides, but let's see now in this animation. So what could be the new approach to the defense? Okay, from internet we receive the email, and the email is not clear, is not clean. Okay, but emails are first passed through the email gateway or email security service. The email security service is the anti-spam cloud base. Okay, and here the email could be clean, but clean partially. Okay, because the email gateway is not able to recognize. Remember the previous slide is not able to recognize every kind of attack, and then the emails just land in the inbox. But in the inbox we have another kind of defense. It is an API-based inbox defense. Okay, and here we can intercept the URL phishing. Even here, maybe someone of you may raise a question in your mind. Okay, say, hey, Luca, URL phishing, but URL should be blocked by the email gateway too. Okay, you are partially correct. So how the email gateway or email security service can block the URL? Can block it when the URL is present into the bad reputation list. And when the URL will populate the reputation, the bad reputation, when it is intercepted 200 times worldwide. 200 times is nothing, it's peanuts. Okay, however, the criminal now are enough smart because they create a unique URL for every email. So will not exist. So a second URL, okay, the same URL worldwide. In this way, so the URL will not go to populate the bad reputation, okay? And we need something else to intercept. And here we have it, the API-based inbox defense. Next, scamming. Let me put together with the extortion, because the kind of email, the structure of email is the same. Basically, these emails are emails without any URL, no attachment, no virus, nothing. It is just text, but it is a text that try to push the user, okay, to do an action. Okay, in other words, so why the email security gateway or email security service is not able to block this kind of email? Because so anti-spam is not able to understand what is written into the email, but API based, yes, because they use the artificial intelligence to understand what it is written into the email. Okay, then spear phishing. This is a direct attack to a single person. Okay, even here. So most of the people think that okay, spear phishing is could be an attack to the CFO, to the CEO, okay, to the, I don't know, the office that manage money, okay, the administration. However, so even other person in the company could be the target for the spear phishing. Let's imagine, for instance, the shipment guy, okay, the guys that had to ship so the goods to around the world, okay. Even in some cases, so I've seen the 2 cases I faced it, where the shipment guy just received an email that say, oh, please, so this got so do not ship this box to this address, but ship to the other address. Okay, it is not a box, it is a lot of box. Okay, so a lorry, the entire lorry, so just has been shipped in the wrong address, and where they discovered 3 days later, okay, everything disappeared. Okay, or let's imagine, for instance, the receptionist, okay, or other people. Why even other people, other employee, so became the target for the spear phishing? Because the criminal want to obtain so some credential for ERP, credential to get into the system, into the company, to understand the company business, to understand how the company is moving around, how the company talk with the partner, with the customer, with the supplier. Okay, because the criminal, they are no rush. Okay, they want to understand how is the business in order to send the real attack at the proper time. Okay, it is not that the older phishing years ago, when we receive a single email and the criminal just hope that we click on the email, that's it. No. Now the criminal takes time. So the criminal takes, I don't know, weeks or months, okay, before to send the real attack. And the real attack is the business email compromise. So business email compromise in reality is the last email that make the damage, okay, just to steal money or steal information or something like that, okay. Other kind of email, service impersonation. So let me put it together with domain impersonation or user impersonation. So it is when we receive an email and apparently the email is coming from our colleague or our partner or our a domain that is part of our, I don't know, customer or partner or whatever. Okay, but it is not. It is the criminal that impersonates someone else. Okay, then lateral phishing. Lateral phishing happened when one of the laptop of my colleague of my laptop has been compromised. Okay, and someone take the control of my laptop as so using to send around email to or send a sort kind of attack to everybody into the company. Okay, then conversation hijacking. What does this stand for? Conversation hijacking is when I have a conversation via email with someone or with my customer. Okay, let's imagine that my customer, we start a conversation and we reply back and so on for a while. At some point, my customer receive or I receive, I don't know, the email with the domain is no longer Barracuda with double R, but it is Barracuda with a single R. Okay, come on, I'm not checking every single time the header or the domain. Okay, if I do not discover that it is no longer Barracuda, I'm still convinced to still talking or still have a conversation with the same guy, but it is not. Okay, the last one, account takeover. So let me spend some word about that. Okay, we cannot avoid that someone just steal our credential. Okay, but we can monitor the inbox activities, the Office 365 inbox activity to understand if someone else is using my inbox. Okay, so and it is great. So all this stuff that you see here, API-based inbox defense, we can apply to the Office 365, to Exchange Online. Why? Because you see API, so we are partner, Microsoft partner signs years, and Microsoft just allows us to open, to use the API in order to develop our solution to defend the Exchange Online. So one of your questions could be, Luca, what about the Exchange on-prem? Oh, on the Exchange on-prem, it doesn't work. Why? Because Microsoft decided to do not update API on-prem. Okay, what about Gmail? What about Domino? What about the other one? Okay, so for the other one, I don't know, Kerio or any other mail server. So there is no agreement now to use the API. But with Microsoft Exchange Online, we have it. And by the way, so if you look at the market, so we are talking about the 90% of the customer, okay, in EMEA. So if you have any question, or if there are any question, please interrupt me. Okay, I'm not checking the Q&A or the chat. Let's go on. Oh, now the email is clean. Okay. So in this table, you will see the 13 thread types, okay, in another form. So I'm not going to read every single one, don't worry. So you will see on the left side in the column, it is listed all the threads from the spam, malware, down to the conversation hijacking, account takeover. It is just to show you that, so the first three are well managed by the gateway approach. All the other are well managed by the API approach. So even here, someone asked me, okay, some customers say, hey, why two approaches? Okay, why, if you have API approach, why you don't use only API to do everything? Okay, the reason is here. The gateway defense, it is to defense against the great, it is great for high volume attack. So the spam, okay, it is high volume. I don't want that high volume of email land on my inbox. Why? Because if I don't stop the high volume outside my mail server, I just permit that every mail just land in my inbox, I can expose my inbox into the DDoS attack. Okay, I don't want that. I want to stop 90% of the spam outside. Okay, and then what about the malware? It is the same, because the gateway can stop even the virus. So most of the malware, I don't want that this malware just land on my inbox. Okay, otherwise I can compromise the performance of my mail server, in this case, Exchange Online. Okay, as well as for the data filtration. The data filtration, it is when I'm going to check the outbound email. I can check outbound email only when the email leave my inbox. Okay, and then I will check it with the gateway defense. Okay, let's move on to the next. We are moving on to the multi-layer email protection approach. Okay, here we are gonna see the feature, okay, about the multi-layer email protection. Let me drink, just drink water. So starting from the bottom we have Office 365, okay, and then on the first layer you see gateway defense. On the gateway defense, where the main feature is inbound, outbound security. It is encryption and DLP for securing messaging in outbound, and we have email continuity. What is email continuity? Email continuity just enable the user to manage the email even if Office 365 is down, or in any case we are not able to deliver the email to Office 365 or any other mail server. Okay, in this case, so even if the mail server is down or we are not able to deliver the email, the user can log into the anti-spam and manage and read the email that so you receive. In other words, so you don't need to stop your business. However, remember that it is not a disaster recovery for the mail server. It is not a replacement for the mail server. Okay, it is a very basic feature that allows you to do not stop your business. So second layer, resiliency. Okay, these layers includes a cloud-to-cloud backup and archiving for compliance. These two features are not related strictly to the security at all. Okay, however, in the context of the Office 365, so these two features are great. So in particular, the cloud-to-cloud backup, because Microsoft Office just say, hey, I provide you a good service, so a good environment, so it is great on my platform. However, you are responsible about your data. You are responsible about the backup of your data. Because if you check the licensing of Microsoft, you will see that Microsoft So it depends if you have the E1 or E5. So Microsoft keep your data for 2 weeks or 3 months. Okay, this is the time that you can use your data. After this timing, the data are gone. Even think about the licenses, because the Microsoft licenses, Microsoft Office 365 license, it is per user. It is for every single user. Whenever a user leaves the company, you need to reassign the license to the new guy that joined the company. But every data for the older employee, the employee that left the company, are gone. Okay, so in this case, so it is very useful to have a cloud-to-cloud backup. And for the archiving, okay, the archiving for compliance, it means that, okay, archiving, we can apply archiving only on Exchange Online. The cloud-to-cloud backup, we apply to Exchange Online, SharePoint, OneDrive, Teams, okay? And the good stuff for both services that we have unlimited space, okay? So don't think about the space, what you need. You don't need to book or to reserve any storage, okay? Because it is unlimited. So, because the license is per user. By the way, it is for real user, okay? Not for mailboxes, okay? Keep in mind. We will go back to this later. So the next layer, inbox defense. We've seen before, the inbox defense is connected directly to the Office 365, and we have 3 main features here. So artificial intelligence for social engineering attack, account takeover defense, and brand protecting DMARC reporting. Do not confuse the DMARC here with the DMARC we have on the gateway defense. In the gateway defense, yes, there is a feature about, so we use DMARC in order to check if the sender is the real sender, okay? Is not someone else, okay? Here we use the DMARC, but in this layer, DMARC reporting we use in order to protect our branding. I will show you later how we use it, okay? So on top, the last layer we have is security awareness. Security awareness is whenever we need we want to training our user anyway. Okay, even if we have a lot of security filter, but we want to training our user, because you never know. Huh? So even if you have a gateway defense, even if you have inbox defense, the criminal are still working to invent a new kind of attack. And so we can defense and we can improve our defense in facing several sides. One of the sides is improving the security awareness of my employee, the skill of my employee. So how it works? Well, we can create and simulate sort kind of attack, okay, and send the email to the user, okay, to the employee in order to check who click on the email, who opened the email, or put into the, I don't know, follow the URL and put the credential, okay, all this stuff in order to push this employee to follow the right training in order to avoid the next time to fall into the trap again. Then what do we have side? Forensics and incident response. Forensics, it is really useful if you want to investigate on Office 365, in particular on Exchange Online, okay? And some of you could tell me, well, look at, so, but we already has some tool. So on Office 365, just for investigation. Yes, there is some tool, but most of the tool is based on the PowerShell. Okay, I will show you here how fast is forensics and incident response in order to discover and to remediate an attack, okay, that we discover. Okay, let's move on now to the next slide. It looks the same, but it is not. For the next slide, we change from we give the name to the product. Okay, here we are. Okay, we see here 6 products. Okay, starting from the bottom, you see email security service plus ATP. That includes the sandbox, cloud archiving service, and cloud-to-cloud backup service. The yellow services are part of a sub-bundle that it is Barracuda Essential. Okay, then on top we have Sentinel. That do not confuse some other products of other vendor. The name is the same, Sentinel. For Barracuda, this one is the Sentinel. The Sentinel is the inbox defense, okay? And then on top, we have Fishline for security awareness and forensics for forensics. Okay, the name is easy. Okay, do you have any question till now? Okay, no question, no interruption. Okay, let me move on. So what's the order option? Yeah, because Luca, you sure has 6 products, but what's the order option? Okay, is there any bundle we can use it? Okay, let's see. So the first option is no bundle. So it means that you can order a single product if you need if you want the anti-spam, if you want the cloud archiving, or only cloud-to-cloud backup, only Sentinel, or only Fishline, or only forensics. Okay, of course this is not the most suggested, because if you put together more products, you improve the coverage for your security. So the next one, the next bundle is essential for compliance. What does it mean, compliance? It means so anti-spam and cloud archiving service together. This one is the essential for compliance bundle. The next one that you can buy, you can order, is essential complete. So where we have the gateway defend, the anti-spam, the cloud archiving service, and the Office 365 cloud-to-cloud backup. Oh, anything more? Yes, we have more. We have the bundle for total email security, where it includes only the anti-spam with ATP and Sandbox and the Sentinel. Okay, this one is, again, everything is for Office 365. Okay, and then what else? Oh, the full one, the total email protection for Office 365, where you have every single services. It is so 6 services. It is a full bundle. Okay, let me tell you something. Probably you will ask a question later to the account manager or to the Softprom about the pricing or something like that. So I want to invite you to ask to Softprom. So what's the price of every single product and what's the price of the entire bundle? You will discover that if you like, for instance, 3 products here, 3 services. Let me make an example. Okay, the gateway defense, okay, the inbox defense, and the forensics. Okay, with the same price, you can buy all the bundle. Okay, because the difference is very few. It's just a difference of €5, something like that. Okay. So, is it everything? No, it is not everything, because some of you can ask me, Luca, my customer, is not yet on Office 365. What about if the customer has no Office 365 yet? Okay, what if not? Oh, yes. Which kind of, which services can I apply on an environment where there is no Office 365? Okay, what we miss? So we miss, if with no Office 365 free services, we miss cloud-to-cloud backup, Sentinel, and forensics. Okay, we can still use this one. We can still use gateway defense with ATP and Sandbox, cloud archiving service, and Fishline. Okay, this is the few slides, because we have several options for ordering. So the Barracuda security for email. Okay, so I just had a few slides about Sentinel, because I think, so I saw in my several presentations I have done, so some question was regarding Sentinel. I say, oh, Luca, what's the difference between Sentinel and the standard anti-spam? Because everybody knows the standard anti-spam that is working with the MX record. So you have to switch the MX record in order to forward, just to collect all the email through the anti-spam before delivered to the mail server. Okay. So what about Sentinel? How does Sentinel works? So Sentinel, we saw before, and this is just a recap. So it is based on 3 main features. One is the artificial intelligence for spear phishing prevention. The other one is account takeover defense, and the brand fraud prevention with DMAR reporting. Okay, so is Sentinel working with the MX record? No. Sentinel is leveraging on the artificial intelligence and connect directly to the Office 365 thanks to the API. Okay, so no MX record to switch. Yeah, we are going directly connected. So we connect directly to the Office 365 to the Exchange Online. Okay, and then as well as Sentinel is connected, just start to understand and to check all the inboxes to discover which are the historical data or the internal data, just to understand so the profile of our inbox. Okay, why? Because so in terms of defense technology, Sentinel does not use the signature. It is using a multiple classifier. What is it multiple classifier stand for? Okay, you see here, this is an example. Okay, we have the classifier different. So items like name used, the location. So the email is sent, for instance, if I usually send the email from Innsbruck, Austria, okay, but I don't know, my colleague receive my email from Bangkok. It is strange, okay, as well the application used. Okay, usually, so I use Office 365 Outlook. Okay, if I send an email with Thunderbird, it is strange. Okay, contact and relationship, just to understand which are my regular contacts and the relation I have with these contacts. It is so contacts are colleague, our partner, our customers, okay, or the type of request. So we are talking about what? Talking about, I don't know, products. Okay, we are talking about technology. We are talking about POCs. Okay, this is a type of request. Okay, even the document I share with my peers or the email addresses I use. Okay, this is the classifier. If some of these classifier do not respect the standard, okay, so Sentinel and the artificial intelligence say, hey, here something is not correct. Okay, maybe this one is a spear phishing, or maybe this email is not correct. Okay, and this is the way that Sentinel leverage to the artificial intelligence to block the email. What's the advantage? Respect the signature. So the advantage is that, with the gateway, on the gateway, we need to create a signature. So think about how many signatures were created 15 years ago. So per month, how many signatures we need to create now? So with the huge number of email, the volume of email just increased dramatically. So we cannot approach in this way anymore. And even for the 0-day attack, so when the attack is quite new, so signature is created when an attack is well known. Okay, if I don't know the attack, I cannot create a signature at all. So it means that the first attack or the first attacks are successful. Okay. In this case, with this approach, the approach of the classifier, okay, multiple classifier, we are able to block even the first attack because something is not good into the email, maybe location, maybe application use, maybe sentiment analysis, or the type of request. If someone asks me money, okay, what is it? Why this email ask money? Okay, this is the new approach, and it is very scalable. Okay, comparing the gateway approach. The gateway approach with signature is not scalable. Okay. If you have any other question, don't worry, I will show you the demo. So let me move now to the demo. And if you have any question in the meantime, so you can ask question. Don't worry, don't be shy. You can ask question because maybe the question you have in your mind is the same question that someone else is would like to ask. Okay, and by the way, your question is anonymous. I will not say your name when you ask question, don't worry. Okay. No question, let's move on. Okay, to the demo. So what is it? This is the Barracuda Cloud Control. It is a dashboard. In the dashboard, In this dashboard, you will see the services on the left side for Barracuda software as a service services. Okay, and you can see here more services that we are going to see, because other services are related to other stuff like web security or web application firewall, okay, or even cloud-gen access for firewall or something like that. But we will focus on email security, archiver, Sentinel, forensics, cloud-to-cloud backup, and Fishline. Okay, so let's start with the email security. The email security is the anti-spam. Okay, I don't want to spend more time, okay, here, because this is a standard. This is an anti-spam. I will show you only the differences between this anti-spam and other anti-spam, okay, from other vendor. Okay, so here you see the domain, so you can manage several domains. By the way, you will see here the number of recipients you have for every domain, and in the dashboard you will see even the licenses model, that even if you see two licenses, the email security and the ATP, it is a single license, don't worry. Yeah? The ATP is the license for the sandbox tool. Okay, here you have the message log for the IT manager. So this is, I think this is the main page you visit when you want to check if an email has been blocked or has been delivered or has been deferred, or any email that went in quarantine. Okay, this is the main tab you will use. It is easy even to understand why an email has been blocked. For instance, this one, the email from Johanna Moreno. Okay, you just click on it, show details, and they say, okay, block it. Why? Because there is a virus inside the email. Okay, cool. Are you able to, do you want to deliver anyway? Yes, you are the administrator, you can deliver the email anyway. I will not suggest it, but you can do it. Okay, only the administrator can deliver the email, not the user. Okay, you are the administrator. Okay, then we have the tab for the ATP log. In the ATP log, we have the sandbox report. You see here, this one is the infected file. It means that this file contains a cryptologger or ransomware. Here you have the details. Okay, it is a PDF. Okay, if you want to have more details, it will be easy. You just copy the hash and paste into any tools on Google. Okay, and you have more details about that. Okay, the reason why this one has been blocked. So in terms of user, so I told you the licenses is per user. Okay, regardless if the user has several aliases or several emails, it is per user. For instance, here we could have the same user on the domain address.com, okay, or the addresstest.com or spamqa.net. We don't care. It is a single user. Okay, so what about the grouping email or the shared email? We don't count it. Okay, for the licenses, we count the real user only. In your company, if you have 100 user and 150 mailboxes, you will pay for 100 user only. Okay, this is the approach. And the approach is the same for every other services. Okay, so inbound settings. I don't want to show you the standard block list, allow list. So let me show you this tab. Okay, anti-phishing tab. Here we have an anti-fraud intelligence engine. Okay, that it is a. So let me say it is a midway between an anti-spam and Sentinel. It is great. Okay, it works properly. We have the intent analysis, the analysis for the URL, and we are going even to check the content of the URL. Let's imagine, for instance, a URL is a good URL, but just when you click on it, so you automatically will be forwarded to another one, another one, another one. Okay, so with this content intent, we are trying to discover if it is still good, the URL or not. Link protection, what is it, link protection? Link protection is something that protects the user, so only when the user click on the link. Let me make an example. Okay. I use this field in order only to type, so you don't have to use it to configure it. So this is I'm gonna use Goofy, okay, the Mickey Mouse friends, okay. Okay, this is the link we receive into the email. So we check the email and today I say, okay, the email is, the URL. The URL is good. And just I pass the URL to the user. But the user is gonna click to the URL, so 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later. So in 3 weeks, the website has been compromised. And when the user click on it, oh, a lot of thread just will be picked up. Of course, the user complain with me and say, oh, why this URL pass through your anti-spam? So to fix this problem, we just put in front of the URL, just rewrite the URL and put in front the prefix. So it is not this one, it is a link proof something. In this way, only when the user click on the link, thanks to the prefix, we are gonna check the URL in real time, okay? Not before, no later, only real time. This is the link protection. The other one is type squatting. Type squatting is quite common. It is much more easy to show you what is it. This is the good Google, and this is the type squatted. With the 0 or with triple O. Okay, this is type squatting. Okay, I don't think you have any other question on the anti-spam. Let's move to most interesting part. Okay, the most interesting part is the Sentinel. Okay, I want to remember that Sentinel is the defense against the sophisticated kind of attack. Okay, here you see in the dashboard how many has been blocked in terms of spear phishing, the licensing, so 7 license, how many domain do we have in our tenant, and the account takeover warning. Okay, here you have the list. It is the message log. What's the difference between this message log and so an anti-spam message log? In the anti-spam, let me show you back. In the anti-spam message log, we have all emails. We can see all emails, the blocked one, the delivered one, every kind of email. On Sentinel, we just see the email that has been blocked by Sentinel. We don't care. We don't want to know how all the email into the inbox. We want to show only the email that are blocked. Okay. You have the filter. You can filter based on the kind of email, that the kind of spear phishing attack. For instance, scamming. Let me check something here. This kind of email. You see, this email contain no attachment, no virus, no URL. It is just text. Okay, and here the artificial intelligence is able to understand the language. You say, hey, in this email, it is use a fraud or scam language. Okay, that's why it's been blocked. Okay, as well as for the extortion email. In the extortion email, let me show it up. Okay, you see this email requests payment through cryptocurrency. Yeah, it is true because it is here. Yeah, it's cryptocurrency. Okay, and I use a thread to the recipient. Just push the recipient to do something. Okay, it is very bad. Okay, by the way, this kind of email cannot be blocked by any kind of anti-spam. Okay, even if the anti-spam embedded into the exchange online, the name is EOP. Okay, because this one is the environment we have in our lab. Okay, and even more, service impersonation. Service impersonation, let me see. I want to show you one of the most common one, this one. Okay, just several times we receive this kind of email. Okay, so the email that apparently is coming from Office 365, but it is not. Okay, okay, for us that we are, I don't know, a team manager, whatever, you can recognize that this one is not the domain from Microsoft. Okay, but how many times, by the way, we are going to check this kind of a field? No, never. And by the way, if we receive the email on our mobile, we just see the first part, Microsoft Teams. On my smartphone, this part does not appear. Okay. Even more, if we put the mouse on the bottom, we can see, we can read the URL on the bottom left. It is not Microsoft. Okay. How many users will do that? And by the way, even the user that is able to recognize when you are in a stress period, I don't know if you have a lot of work, if you receive a lot of calls, or if you are at the end of the month, you have to close your business or whatever. Okay, so you are not gonna check every single email in this way, okay? And however, Sentinel is able to understand that this email is a spear phishing and block it. Let's move on. Employee impersonation. Let me see, for instance, this one. Okay, this one is an email that I'm expecting from my colleague, Ram Patil. Okay, but it is not Ram Patil because this email is coming from another domain. And the Ram asked me to check the process order here. Okay, I'm not a guy that managed the order. Okay, however, so let's imagine I'm the guy that managed I'm an account manager, or I don't know, customer service. I see this link and say, oh, what kind of order is it? Okay, if you put it even here, the mouse, you see the link on the bottom. It's very huge. It's a long link. Yeah. So does not exist a link like this, a second link like this, so worldwide. It has been created only for this email. That's why cannot be blocked by the anti-spam usually. Okay, and just pass through. Even here, Ram Patil, typical address is not this one, and a personalized phishing URL has been detected. So this email has been blocked, okay, by Sentinel. Again, another one, conversation hijacking. Okay, this is cool. This one, technically, I like this approach. Okay, here we have a conversation between Juan and Grace. Okay, yeah, so I scroll down to the first email by Grace. In the first email, Grace used the domain that ends with s.com. But the last email we receive from Grace, it is coming from s.com. Oh, in other words, so this Grace, it is no longer the original Grace. It is no longer the Grace I'm talking to. Okay, and Sentinel can discover it. Okay, so how this Grace, so the bad one, can jump into this discussion? I will show just one of the tactics that the criminal use. Okay, it's just one example. So there are several ways to do this, but I just show one example. To show you, I will move to another feature, account takeover monitoring. Okay, let me find out this one, for instance, Ram Patil. So into Ram Patil inbox, Sentinel discovered 3 suspicious activities. Okay, let's see. Let's review these kind of activities. The first one is that Ran sent an email to Sherwin Liu. An email. Let me see the message. Wow, the message is very bad. What kind of message is sent to? So it is my colleague, but so view project. What is it? This is not our SharePoint. Okay, why? So it is strange that Rohan sent me this kind of email. So when did Rohan send this email? Oh, sent it on 2:38 in the middle of the night. It's strange, eh? I think that Rohan is sleeping at that time. He's now sending email to me. Okay, let me check where Rohan signed in from. From Colombia. Wow. Only if Rohan loved to play with the VPN, so could I don't know, so connect the VPN to Colombia, but I don't think so. I think this guy is not my colleague. This one is another guy that has the Rohan credential and sign in with the Rohan credential from Colombia. And the last one is the inbox rule. So at the same time, in the middle of the night, this criminal just changed a rule. Let me make an example. This guy changed the rule in order to intercept all the email from Grace, delete the email into the inbox, and forward the Grace email outside to Colombia. Okay, and the guy, the criminal, sent back the email with a ss.com. Okay, oh, this is one of the way they use to send the attack. You see, the attack here is quite complex. Okay, so there is no anti-spam is able to understand and to intercept this kind of attack. Okay, and the Sentinel so is enough intelligent, okay, to understand that there is an attack that is not easy, it is complex, and can block it. Okay, so let me show you now the last, so the other feature on Sentinel, it is domain fraud. Remember that domain fraud is just it is a way to protect the reputation of your domain. What does it mean, reputation, Luca? Let me make an example. And one of your customer receive an invoice apart from you because the domain is yours, okay? And or maybe you receive an email, so an email from Barracuda with an invoice. Okay, you have no protection. Okay, you are so against spear phishing. Okay, and you receive this email, you pay the invoice. Okay, however, one day, so a week later, 2 weeks later, Barracuda send you the real invoice, and you say, "Hey, I already paid the invoice." And Barracuda say, "You paid to who?" "Yeah, to you. Look, this is the email." And you say, "No, this is not the email I sent you. This email is someone else that impersonate me." Okay. Oh, I say, "Do you have any protection against the impersonation?" I say, "No, I don't have it. I was thinking it was you. I'm sorry, it was not me." So in term from legal point of view, Barracuda is okay because Barracuda never sent the first email, the fake email. However, the discussion is not easy. So what can we do to help and to avoid this kind of attack? So we as Barracuda, for instance, in this case, it is not Barracuda, the domain we use here in the example, we ask to the DNS worldwide to send us a report. So send me a report who is using my domain to send the email around the world. Okay, it is not something that takes 2 minutes. It takes sometimes, so could take a few days, but you collect all this information. And so all the guy that send the email on behalf of Barracuda will appear here. And then I can decide to approve or not approve this guy. For instance, here is the list of not approved. Okay, someone sent the email on behalf of me from amazonsc.com or PVZX Omni CF or the other case. You see, has not been approved. But we have even a list with approved one. Okay, so forget now this column when you see passed or failed, because this is just to check. It is an extra check for DMARC, okay, but this is not relevant for the discussion. So this is the guys that I allow, that they are allowed to send email on behalf of me. For instance, Mailgun. With Mailgun, I have an agreement. I just write an agreement. Okay, sign an agreement for the newsletter. And I say, yes, you approve it. You can send around the world newsletter. So with the domain, so mention the domain Barracuda in the from. That's great. Google, maybe we have, I don't know, an invoice services that send around invoice on behalf of Barracuda. Okay, I just say Barracuda, but could be anyone else. Okay. Oh, what about MailChimp? Oh, MailChimp, I was used MailChimp before Mailgun for the newsletter. Why MailChimp is still sending email with my domain? Okay, impersonating me. No, this is not good. Let me move MailChimp to the mark not approved. When you set up approved or not approved, so in reality, we send around the world to the DNS worldwide. So a command, an authoritative DNS command, we just send. So we just say to the DNS, So this guy is approved or this guy is not approved. Okay. In this way, the DNS as well as receive a request from this guy to send an email. So on behalf of Barracuda, so he knows that it is approved or not. Okay. This is the way to guarantee so our reputation. Okay. And it is a way to mitigate that someone else use my domain in order to send email. Why we had to use this approach, the DNS approach? Because if someone want to send an email on behalf of me or just impersonating me to my customer, so this kind of email will never pass on my mail server. Okay, will never pass here. It is directly message from the criminal to my customer. Okay, this is the way. So leveraging on the DNS to engage the DNS and to say to the DNS who we approve that is able to send email on behalf of me and who is not. Okay, it is cool, my point of view. So let me see. Oh, let me check. Oh, sorry, I see a couple of Q&A, but it is in
Люка, у нас есть
in Russia.
вопросы, которые касаются, скорее всего, антиспама. Как определяют, что это один пользователь и когда выдают лицензию?
Okay, let's repeat the first question about the user.
Я повторю, у нас есть вопросы, которые касаются, скорее всего, антиспама. Как определяют, что это один пользователь и когда выдают лицензию?
So, okay. So, yes. So do you want to, let me repeat the question another way. So is there a way on the anti-spam to identify the user in order to check, to compare the users versus the license? Okay, I think this is the question. Okay, so yes, because so the license is not per user, it's not by username. Okay, it is, let me say, it is a gentleman agreement. Okay, the customer say, I have a 100 user and I buy 100 license. Okay, don't worry about, because we, in any case, we check. So even our support check the relation between the license and the user. Okay, if there is a good relation, the number is fit well, is okay. Let me make an example here. Yeah, in the dashboard we see. Oh, it is coming. Okay, here we have 500 user license. Okay, this is the license. In reality here, so only 95 users have received the email because this is a demo. Okay, let's imagine that here, instead of 95, the number will be 600. Okay, but the license is 500. So in this case, so we say, okay, it makes sense because we may have 500 users, but the mailboxes could be 600 is okay. By the way, we are able even to check the user here, okay? And we can understand, for instance, that this one is a shared mailbox, okay? Even this one, okay? But we have also, we could have some username, okay? This is a demo, there is no real username, but just for your understanding, okay? Or this one is a real username, for instance, okay? Or Alvin Have, okay? This is the way, so we can understand if the customer just give us so a reasonable number, okay, of user, okay. Did I reply to the question? Okay, just let me know. What about a second question, please?
Второй вопрос был, когда выдают лицензию, но не уточнили более конкретику по вопросу. Тоже касается антиспама.
Okay, so for the license, as I told, I think I already explained in the first question. Okay, so the license, it is per user. Okay, the real user, say, so real employee. Even if you have aliases or more mailboxes, you pay for the real employee number. Okay, you are not going to pay for the mailboxes. Even if, for instance, you have a single employee that has a mailbox in every single domain you see here, 3 domains, it means that the user could have 3 mailboxes, but the number of license is 1. I think this one was much easier to reply. Okay, so.
Спасибо, Лука.
Okay, so let's go on. Let's move now to the forensics. Okay, and forensics is something for it is used for the investigation in our exchange online. Let me make an example. It's much more easier and more cool. Okay, I receive a rumor from one of my employees that receive an email that looks strange. This email looks superficial or something like that. And see the email, say, what's the subject to the email? I say, subject is Microsoft. Okay, let me see. I'm searching. So in the entire tenant, okay, in the entire Office 365, every email that has in the subject Microsoft. Just click here. Okay, wow, 56. Okay, in 1 second you find 56 email. Okay, now you don't need to ask to the user, please forward me the email because I need to check the email. No. Here you have the email. Click here, and you can see the content of this email. This email is sign it to view Microsoft Business Basic Invoice A. It is strange, eh? Strange email for a user. Okay, invoice for Microsoft 365. I think this invoice should be received only by the, I don't know, IT manager or whatever. Okay, but not the user. Okay, it is very bad. You can see even the header here, and it is cool for the IT manager to analyze the header in this way, because you see every single field is separated, okay, by the line. It is not everything mix and match together. It is cool. And then the thread details for the protocol, DMARC, SPF, and DKIM. By the way, the sender is a trusted sender, but the email content is not good. And we have even an attachment. Okay, it is a PDF in this case. Okay, this one could be a bad email. Let's imagine that the IT manager just check every single of this email. Okay, but we assume that all the emails here are bad. Okay. Oh, okay. How can we do? Because it is 56 mailboxes. So imagine, because I know that a lot of IT manager here following the presentation, they know how to fix and how to remediate. It takes long because you have to use a lot of tools on Office 365. In our case, you just click here on remediate, review remediation, and just decide to delete 56 selected email, turn on the remediation for 3 days, 72 hours. In case other email like this just land in my mailbox, we send a warning to the recipient, because I have to advise the recipient, I'm going to delete the email. Okay, it's just a warning. And we send a report to the security manager. In this case is Alexei, okay, the security manager, because I have to advise even my security manager, I'm going to delete these 56 email. Good. So are you happy about that? You say, look, yeah, I'm happy, but it is not enough, because 72 hours are not enough, because we are receiving this kind of email since a while. I want to definitely block this email. Okay, so let's move to next, and then say add sender policy, block, okay, where? To my email security service. It is the anti-spam. If we move to the anti-spam back here and we go to the sender policy, you see we can configure directly from forensics the anti-spam. We don't need to jump so left and right, up and down, and move into different services from forensics, we can exactly so create a policy directly on our email security service. What else? Oh, I would like to block even a URL that is in the email. The URL is blocked. Just create a policy on Barracuda Content Shield. What is Barracuda Content Shield? Barracuda Content Shield is not an argument of today, but it is a proxy software as a service base, okay? And it is this one. I just show you the dashboard, okay? And this is here is the proxy, okay? Software as a service, in order to filter and to control the navigation, the browsing, okay? Then go back to the forensics. At this point, we can remediate and click here, and the incident is created. I have no permission to delete any email, okay, because it is a demo, okay, but the incident has been created, and the incident appear here. Oh, okay. Wow. I just ask you again, are you happy? You say, look, yes, it is great, but it is not enough. Again, oh, why? Because I would like to know if I've been able to delete everything, to fix or remediate everything on time. So before any user just open the email or forward or reply or click on the URL, how can I know that? Well, in a standard way, you have to contact every single user. But in this case, you just view the incident and move to the user tab. And here you have the answer. So you see, open it mail. No user open the email. Oh, now I'm okay. Okay, I'm more quiet. So you see here the information you can collect here. It is about the replied, the forwarder, or the clicked on the URL. How can we have this kind of information? Because we leverage to the API, okay? Thanks to the API, we can collect this kind of information, okay? Wow, it is great, okay? How long does it take? Okay, it takes 3 minutes. And by the way, we are in the demo, 3 minutes, but you could be faster, okay? It is great. So what else can we do? Oh, you can do even something more. You can provide to the user an add-in in order that the user can directly from Outlook, let me show my Outlook. Okay, this is my Outlook. Okay, you see here, I have an add-in in order to forward the bad email, okay, to my admin, okay, and appear here. Okay, and here the administrator can easily just, oh, let me review this email. So this email has been forwarded to me, and I check the email and I decide if I have to remediate or not, okay, for this email. This is a user that sent directly from Outlook, okay. What else? Look at this, everything is great, huh? Yeah. Is there anything automatically? Because what about if the user will not forward me anything? Yes, we have the insight. Okay, here the insight is it is forensics that so continuously, okay, just check the email into the inbox. Why? Because we may have some thread that will be activated in a second time after landing into my inbox, or because I don't know, some user can receive some thread not from email, I don't know, from other ways, and just land in a second time into my inbox. You see here, this is everything is a suggestion for the IT managers. They say, please, can you check this email? Okay, let me check this email. What is it about? Okay. Some companies use this insight even to understand and to check how many users just receive, for instance, newsletter from shops or from, I don't know, Amazon or from Media World or this kind of Media Markt, okay, this kind of shop receive a newsletter. So why it could be dangerous? Okay, right now, okay, it is not dangerous. Let's imagine you receive a newsletter from, I don't know, Groupon or something like that. It is not bad, but what happens if Groupon will be hacked? Okay, and the criminal use the list of the user in the newsletter to send around some threats. Okay, you can say to your user, hey, listen, I have anything against the newsletter, but please just use your personal email to receive the newsletter, not the company email. Okay, this is one of the approach they use, so even for the insight. Okay. By the way, if you want to even investigate something more, if you have time, you can see, for instance, where the email are coming from. Okay, you just move back, I don't know, to May. Okay, you see that the email are coming from France to emails, from United States, most of the email, from Canada, Germany, from Singapore. Okay, you can review even the email here. Okay. It is basically Microsoft, okay, but it is. So, and now I can ask you, are you happy about that? Oh, you say, oh, it is great, thanks. However, so let me tell you another point. Let's imagine that, so tomorrow is a Thursday, you decide to have an off day because you want to go with the family to the Black Sea. Okay, say, oh, I want to spend one day, not during the weekend, to the Black Sea, but I want to be quiet. Okay, I don't want to receive any call from the company that say, oh, we have a problem, an email just arrived, we had to remediate this email. How can you do that? How can you be quiet? Okay, you can even go to the settings and say, automatic remediation, activate. Okay, so in this case, if a user just send you an alert about an email, or at the insight just discover something that could be borderline, so will be automatically remediate. And you can spend your day with your family at the Black Sea in peace. Okay, so in quiet way. This is forensics. Okay, so any question about that? No, I don't see any question. Okay, so regarding the email security, let me go back to the slide here. Regarding the email security, we have seen the gateway defense, we have seen the inbox defense, we have seen the forensics. Okay, what about the other two services, the cloud-to-cloud backup and the cloud archiving? Okay, let's start with the cloud archiving. Cloud archiving, it just archive the email from Exchange Online, but not only. Okay, because archiving can archive email from any kind of mail server that is able to adopt the journaling, or if you have no journaling, but sincerely. So the last time I've seen a mail server without a journaling feature happens 5 years ago. Okay, but every server, every mail server has a journaling. Okay, you can collect all the email here into the archive. Okay, and then the archive, so just save the email, and every single email is saved in real time. So as well the email that land into the inbox, or as well the email leave the inbox, so the email is saved into the archive. So the email cannot be deleted by the user. It could be deleted in some way, so with the process so there is a task that allows admin to delete the email. But in any case, even if the admin delete the email, there is the audit log that track everything. Okay, how the user can search the email into the archive? It's okay, thanks to the add-in. Here we have an add-in, okay, where we can search the email. For instance, let me see the email I sent to one of my colleagues, for instance, Kenny Cayola. It is my colleague. You just search the email. Oh, by the way, I'm searching all the email I sent to my colleague. If I want to restrict the searching, I can say, okay, I can select the date, okay, after or before, because in this case, it's collecting a lot of emails, okay? But this is the tool, and this is great because every single user is autonomous. So user does not need to ask to the IT manager, please, I need to find out an email because I deleted or accidentally, or because I'm searching an email that I don't know where is it. Okay, this is the way. You see here a lot of emails. Okay, let me pick up one of the email here. Oh, this one is it. It is about RMA 2017. Okay, I'm retrieving the email, and now the email just appear here. This is the original email. Okay, it is not a copy, so a fake copy. This is the original one. I can reply all, forward. Can I delete it? No, I cannot delete the email. It is not allowed. Okay, because the email is saved on the archiver, and user has no permission to delete an email. Okay, I remember. So the space in the archiver is unlimited. Okay, don't worry about the space. It is just you just pay for the license per user. Okay, and okay, I don't see any question here, but let me tell you one of the questions. The common question is, Luca, what about if a user has I don't know, several mailboxes? Okay, like a shared one, a group mailbox, or something like that. Okay, no problem. You are gonna pay only single license. Okay, and how can you review the email? How can I decide which user is able to check, for instance, or to search into a mailboxes or two mailboxes or whatever? It depends by the LDAP or the Azure AD or the because it is written into the AD. Okay, if into the AD you mention the main mailbox and then even the aliases. Okay, so based on that we give the authorization to search in that space. So, do you have any question about the archiver? If not, let's move to the cloud-to-cloud backup. Okay, cloud-to-cloud backup. You see here from the dashboard, it is dedicated to Office 365 services: OneDrive, Exchange Online, SharePoint, and Teams. So it is a single license. There is no license that if you want to only Exchange or only OneDrive, don't worry. It's a single license, includes everything. Okay, very, very straightforward to configure it. It takes 5 minutes, no longer, and it is easy even to manage. You see here, this is the dashboard where you can see the last backup for every services, the last restores, and the last export. Okay, then into the Protect tab, we can browse into the backup. Okay, in this case, for instance, this is the Exchange Online. You see here we have 5 mailboxes. So Jane Smith, let me take this one. We can read down, we can go inside and we can see the folder, or we can go down to the single email. Let me select the inbox. Here is the single email. Okay, everything here. Do you want to, for instance, let me say Jane just delete or just lost the inbox? Okay, cool. You select the inbox, click on restore, and say, where do you want to restore it? Original location, of course, or even other location. Okay. And just click restore, and it is done. Even here, maybe you have a question regarding the Office 365 license. You say, hey, Luca, Jane is going to terminate to work with us at the end of the month. Okay, and a new guy will arrive on July 1st. What happened to the data, to Jane data? Nothing happened. So let's imagine that a guy just left the company on May 31. Okay, so if you move back, So thanks to the versioning, you will find this guy appearing back here, okay, on May 31, the mailboxes. And you will be able to select it and restore it, or to browse. In this case, for instance, you want to check one of the folder of this guy, okay, because you need to pick up the folder for contacts of this guy because it was a sales guy. Okay, just restore it where? On another location. Okay, the another location. Who's the other location? Okay, let's assign to Jane. You will, of course, restore on Jane contacts, and Jane will be able to see the contact of the guy that left the company because Jane is the new account manager. Okay, then, oh, the same stuff. It is for SharePoint or for the Teams. Okay, it works in the same way. Here on top, you will see the time for the backup. It will happen every day at 5 a.m. Or you can push the backup now if you want to backup now. Then into the report, you have all the report for every day, because for every backup or restore or export the data, okay, all the report will appear here. Okay, here it is for every day. What in the settings, I cannot click on the settings, sorry, because it is a demo. In the setting, you can set, for instance, the alert for the admin, IT admin. So you want to receive every day a report for the backup, okay, and you will receive the last backup if the backup has gone well or not. Okay, you receive it via email. So let me go back here to this one. So we have seen the gateway defense, cloud to cloud archiving, cloud to cloud backup, Sentinel. Incident response, we miss only fish line. Okay, let me move to fish line. Where I put fish line. Oh, here is it. Okay, this one is fish line. Okay, here this one is. I don't like to mention fish line as a product because for me it's a platform. Okay, because it's a platform where you can create a campaign, you can deliver the campaign, you can collect the result of the campaign. So based on the user activities, and then decide which kind of training apply to the user. Okay, the main tab is this one, campaign manager. Okay, where you can create a campaign. Okay, so if you click on new, by the way, the first thing we discovered that it is not only for the email campaign, but even for the portable media, SMS, voice campaign. Okay, of course the training. What about the portable media? It is cool. It is cool because this one is not only just to protect the user, protect the company against the attack via email. Let me make an example. Okay, I create, so I don't know, a couple of USB key. I drop the USB key, one at the coffee break and the other one at the meeting room, because I want to see who is the curious employee in the company that pick up the USB key and insert into the laptop. So why you do that? If you find a USB key in the meeting room, please drop the USB key to the reception, and the reception just will send an email, say, oh, if anybody so forget the USB key, please can pick it up here. It's okay. So do not put any USB key you find around into your laptop. But even worse, you can discover here if someone take the USB key home and insert the USB key into the home computer. Why you take it home? It is a company USB key. Okay, for which reason you take it home, USB key, and check the USB key home. Okay, it is very bad. Okay, this is So, however, even here, what about the license? The license includes everything. So with a license, you may run email campaign, portable media campaign, SMS campaign, voice campaign, training campaign, and how many campaigns are you able to run? So as many campaigns you like. So within the license, before the license expires, okay? So the minimum is 1 year, the license, okay? It could be even, so after 1 year, you can buy even, so 1 month more, 2 months more, 3 months more, whatever, okay? Let me show you one of the campaign here, the content of the campaign, okay? Let me pick up one of the campaign here, this one that I prepared already with a few content, okay? And usually into the campaign, we should have a single email, but here I just put several email into the campaign just to show you, okay? And so here we have the general settings. It is just a label. Then the scheduling, when the campaign will run. So the mail will be delivered from this date to this date, and I will collect the information, okay? So within 2 weeks later, for instance, okay? And the campaign, the mail will be delivered from Monday to Friday from 9 to 6, okay, the time. To who? To the selected address book. Here we have the address book. We can select the address book. We decide to send it, for instance, to company B, okay? And then here is the content, okay? The content is, let me, for instance, show you, sorry, I don't have it. I didn't prepare in Ukraine, okay, or in Russia, but this one is an example of the email you can send. It is the Office 365 email. It is well done. By the way, it is basically the real email, okay? And we use the real logo, Microsoft and Office 365. And due we use the real logo, we have a sentence here in the bottom that you cannot read it, but just trust me, it is written for educational purpose only. We have to use this sentence, okay, because we are using the real logo, okay? So we send the email to the users, and we want to see if the user click on the please confirm. And if a user click on please confirm, we wanna go further. Okay, we wanna see if the user just fill the form or just put the login. Okay. Here's the user and the password. Okay. Even this landing page, it is not a real one. Of course, it is a landing page that it is hosted into Fishline. Okay. And we want to see if the user put the username and password and click on login. So when the user click on login, by the way, we are able to push even the user to the training immediately. Okay. Or you can decide to run the training on a second step, collecting first all the information from all users. Okay. It is about you. Again, even in this email is written for educational purpose only because Microsoft logo is the real one. Let me show you another email that is not so bad. So bad in terms of approach. Okay, this one. It could be a UPS email, okay? But it is not UPS. You see, it is UDS. The logo is different. Okay, actually here we have the sentence for educational purpose only because it is UDS. It is not the real logo. Even in this case, we want to see if the user, after click on the first page, just land on this one, on the login page and insert the login. Okay. I know you have a question. The question is, Luca, this is in English. So do you have any content in Russia? Yes, we have any content in Russia too. But what happens if I like an email where the Russian does not exist? It has not been translated in Russia yet. Okay, let me make an example with this one. So the first email for Office 365. You just click on the template here, just say email template. Do you want to edit? Yes, I want to edit the template. And then scroll down. Here we have the edit. You can edit in this way, okay, and change the text in Russia, or even more. Let me make an example. You have an email, an internal email of your company. Of course, the internal email does not exist in our library here, okay, but you want to use it. So in this case, click on source and substitute all the content here in HTML format with your email. Easy. It takes, I don't know, less than 1 minute. Okay. So back to the company, to the campaign, sorry. Here we have, I show you just other tabs. This is the content center. The content is huge, a lot of contents. Okay. If I see here, wow, this is the content. Okay. It's huge, a lot of it. Even for, you see Amazon order, or if it is not Amazon, you can see the Amazon or Office 365 or COVID, a lot about COVID. Okay. You can select. You can select the email you like. Let me drink a few water.
Лука, я пока озвучу вопрос. У нас есть, он касается архиватора. Можно ли настроить так, чтобы почта не архивировалась? Как это сделать? Потому что если человек, например, оставляет только нужные письма, к которым возвращается через какое-то время, через год, через 2.
Okay. So the archiver, so the way to archive the email, as I mentioned before, let me move here to mail source.
Можно ли настроить архиватор
So
так, чтобы почта не архивировалась?
Not to archive the inbox. So only the inbox, only one folder, do you mean?
Наверное, вы прокомментируете 2 варианта: входящую и почту, потому что из вопроса не совсем понятно.
Okay, so basically, when you enable the journaling is a feature. It's not a feature from Barracuda. The journaling is a feature from Exchange or the mail server. In our case, we are talking about Exchange online, so it is a feature that you have to set up on Exchange. Okay, and on Exchange there is a way in the journaling configuration where you provide the list of the user you wanna archive. Okay, instead to say archive all the user, so in Exchange you have to say I want to archive this list of user. Okay, in this way you just provide to the journaling only the user you want to archive. However, due that the license is includes all the user, so you see, I don't know if it is something that you would like to do, but if you don't want to archive one user because I don't know, security or privacy or whatever, okay, you can avoid that this user will be archived.
Спасибо, Лука.
You're welcome. So for all the other that, I'm already here in the archive. I just show you something. So we have 3 ways to import, okay, to archive the email. One is the SMTP journaling, okay, that this is the real-time archiving. So the journaling is again a feature on Office 365, as well as the email land into the inbox, as well as the email leave the inbox. So the journaling pick up the email and send the email to the archiver in real time. Then we have other two tasks for the historical email. One is exchange integration. It is to archive the email that we have in our inbox, okay, before we start, of course, the services, okay, and we can import this with this task, exchange integration. And by the way, with exchange integration, we can even import the contact, the calendar, the task, okay, because this is the way. And this one can be made, so the email importer, so the mailboxes can be made only once, okay, but the non-email sync, this one, or for the sync, will be performed every night. Okay, the other way to import the email is the PST. In other words, let me say, due that you have unlimited space, if you want to import PST of email that you have since, I don't know, 10 years or 15 years, don't worry, you can do it. Okay, you move all email here, because, so not for the compliance, because compliance, we guarantee compliance only for the email that comes from journaling, but because in this way you can search email even that you received 10 years or 15 years ago. Okay, are we worried about the volume of email? No, because of 15 years ago, 10 years ago, the volume of email was not so high as today. Okay, so we are not worried about that. Okay. Before, so I show you now everything. Okay, all six services. However, there is another point I want to show you. The other point is about Office 365 and this service, this task, email trace scan. What is it? Email trace scan. Let me make an example. You visit a customer, and the customer say, yes, do you have Office 365? Customer, yes, I have it. Okay, great. Have you ever received a spear phishing? The customer say, no. Okay, the discussion is closed. I think the right question is, are you aware that you have received a spear phishing attack? The customer say, how can I be aware? Okay, I give you the opportunity to run the email trace scan in order to discover, so thanks to a vulnerability assessment, if you receive it or not yet a spear phishing attack on your Office 365. How it is working? It is easy very easy for the customer. Just visit the https scam-barracuda-network.com. You land in a page, so the customer just fill the form and start the scanning. Okay, it is absolutely easy to launch, so it has no impact into the performance, and the customer receive a report. Only the customer receive a report like this. Okay, and the customer watching the report can understand and can discover how many spear phishing customer already received. Why the customer, so most of the time, is not aware about this spear phishing? Because as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, so in the spear phishing attack is not the same as, for instance, the CryptoLocker. When the CryptoLocker, when you click on the button, boom, so the screen becomes red. Okay, and you understood that, you realized it has been hacked. Okay, but with the spear phishing, no. Even if you receive a bad email, even if you click on a link, nothing happened, apparently. But the criminal they start to get into the system, okay? But they don't show you up anything, okay? So with this report, you can understand if you are under attack, or you have been under attack, or you are still under attack. Okay, let me show you how the reports appear. is it this one? Email thread scan. This is the report that the customer can receive. Okay, it is in our system. Okay, very few emails, 2,000 email are nothing, because the customer we have millions of emails. Okay, and 21 threads. Okay, you can see here. Okay, the number of threads we receive, the number of employee that has been hit by these threads, the thread type. Okay, scamming, extortion, impersonation. Okay. Domain DMAC status, it is good, no problem. Yeah. And then the list of the user. Here, for instance, we have Peter. Oh, Peter, 7 threads found on the Peter mailboxes. Let me see. Here is the thread that has been found. Impersonation. Oh, let me see. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I was not aware that I'm the admin. I say, oh, Peter never told me anything about that. Okay. And what about, for instance, extortion? Oh, even an extortion email has been received by Peter. They say, the admin say, it is a surprise for me. And then call you back and say, please, how can we, I don't know, analyze better? How can we just fix this problem that I'm receiving this spear phishing? And you start the discussion now. Start the discussion with Sentinel, forensics, mail security service, and blah, blah, blah. It is good. It is a very good tool. It is a tool for a sales guy as well as for technical guys. Okay. Remember, let me go back to the slide here. This is what you have to remember. Okay. This is the very first approach with the customer. scam@barracudanetworks.com. Okay, so do you have any question? I take you here longer, so 1 hour, 45 minutes. Is there any other question? No question, but let me, maybe one question you will ask to Softprom is there a way to test these services? So the total email protection or every single service? Yes, you can test it. It is free, and the trial is usually 2 weeks, but we can extend that in some cases. Okay, I will help you to put in place the trial. No worry, you will not be alone. And even to run to analyze the email thread scan.